There are three things our protagonist Rance loves: adventure, easy money, and drowning girls. So naturally, I was expecting more of the same, only for it to fall short. After being chased out by Princess Leia, Rance drifts into the ruined town of Custom and immediately latches onto a job: defeat the four maidens who killed their master Ragasis and sealed the town underground, trapping everyone inside. The reward? 50,000 gold. That's all the motivation Rance needs. What follows is a descent into the dungeon Mouth to Hell, where Rance cuts through the Maiden's forces on his way to liberate the town, less a hero and more a disaster unleashed on everyone else. Compared to its first entry, Rance is noticeably more restrained in Rebellious Maidens. He still pursues women in familiar fashion, but he's far less coercive. Where the first game painted him as having virtually no boundaries, the sequel suddenly draws lines he won't cross. It's a contradiction to his established character, but fine, I can accept that shift. Unfortunately, that restraint bleeds into gameplay, including the way he pursues women. Rance 2 leans far more into dungeon crawling than visual novel design, and that shift comes at a cost. The dungeons are painfully straightforward, and combat offers little variety. Your options boil down to attack, spend extra stamina on a stronger attack, badmouth, rest, or use an item. That's it. The loot doesn't evolve, and neither do the encounters. Dungeon progression doesn't fare any better. You hit a roadblock, input a sequence to trigger an event, move forward, and repeat. There's no sense of discovery, just a series of obstacles gating your progress. That same lack of depth carries over into how Rance builds his harem. Your options are simple: bribe the barmaid for a night, or complete a fetch quest for Tomato. Compare that to Rance 1, each girl had a prerequisite that had to be met for a romantic outing, and not all of them were obvious. On top of that, the day cycle forced you to prioritize your actions, meaning you could miss events entirely. Those systems added variety and tension to the experience. That depth is entirely absent in Rance 2. Without a sense of progression or escalating stakes, Rance 2 becomes tedious by design. Without a doubt, Rance 2 is a far weaker entry than its predecessor. So much so that it raises concern for how the third game might follow. I simply can't overlook how tedious the experience becomes, especially coming off the momentum of the first game. While the story has its moments, it's not enough to carry what is ultimately a far more limited experience. Rance 2 is tedious by design. Want more reviews? Click here or subscribe. Come, join my party.